Hello, everybody. I am back, even though it's been literal months by the time I release this. Yeah, let's literally jump straight into this. The Tower of Babel. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words, and the people migrated from the east. They found a plain in the lands of Shinar and settled there. And they said to one to another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly." And then they had brick for stone, and the built men for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower, with its tops in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be despaired over the face of the whole earth." And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of man have built. And the Lord said, "Behold, they are one people, and they have one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us get down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." So the Lord despaired them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off the building of the city. Therefore its name would be called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth. And from the Lord despaired them over the face of the earth. Shelm's descendants. These are the generations of Shem. When Shem was 100 years old, he fathered Alparashad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he fathered Alparashad 500 years, and he had sons and daughters. When Alparashad had lived 35 years, he fathered Shelah, and Alparashad lived after he fathered Shelah 403 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 300 years, he fathered Eber. And I think you get the gist of it, so I'm just gonna skip so then I don't have to brutally mess up these names. Okay, we're skipping all the way to Terah's descent. Now the generations of Terah. Terah fathered Abraham, Nora, and Helm. And Haran fathered Lots. Haran died in the presence of his father, and Terah in the lands of his kindred, in Ur of the Canaanites, and Abraham and Nahor took wives. The name of Abraham, his wife, was Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife was Michela. The daughter of Arad is the father of Michela and Iscah. Michela, the daughter of Arad, the father of Michela and Isaac. Now Sarah was barren, she had no children. Terah took Abraham his son, and the lot of son of Herod his grandson, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife, and they were forth together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the lands of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. Days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Called to Abraham. Now the Lord said to Abraham, "Go forth in your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land I will show you. and I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you I will curse, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So Abraham went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he departed from Abraham, and Abraham took Sarah his wife and lots of their son and all their possessions that they have garnered and the people that they have acquired in Abraham. And he sent out to go to the lands of Canaan. When they came to the lands of Canaan, Abraham passed through the lands that placed at Shechem to the oak of Moreh. At that time, the Canaanites were in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, "To your offspring I will give you this land." So he built there an altar to the Lord, who had appeared to him. From there he moved to the hill country of the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. And then he built an altar to the Lord and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abraham journeyed on, still going towards Nibjur. Abraham and Sarah in Egypt. Now there was a famine in the land, so Abraham went down to Egypt to Shunem there. For the famine was severe in the land. When he was about to enter into Egypt, he said to Sarah, "I know that you are a woman beautiful in appearance, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill, but they will let you live. Say you are my sister, that it may go well with me because of you, and my life may be spared for your sake." When Abraham entered Egypt, the Egyptians seen the woman was very beautiful, and when the prince of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into the Pharaoh's house, and for her sake he dealt with Abraham, and he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. But the Lord afflicted the Pharaoh of his house with a great plague because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So Pharaoh called to Abraham, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister?" So I took her for my wife. Now then, here is your wife. Take her and go. And Pharaoh gave men orders concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. Abraham and Lot separate. So Abraham went from Egypt, and he had his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into Egypt. Now Abraham was very rich in livestock, in servant, and in gold. And he journeyed on from the Negib as far as Bethel, to the place where the tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Al, to the place where he had made an altar at the first. And Abraham called upon the name of the Lord, and Lot, who went with Abraham, also had flocks and herds and tents, so that the land could not support both the dwelling together. for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together, and they were scattered between the herdsmen of Abraham's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. At the time, the Canaanites and the Perizzites were dwelling in the land. Then Abraham said to Lot, "Let there be no scoffer between you and me, between your herdsmen and my herdsmen, for we have kinsmen. Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourself from me. If you take the left hand, then I will go to the right, or if you take the right hand, then I'll go to the left." And Lot lifted his eyes and saw that the Jordan Valley was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord, like land of Egypt, the direction of Zoar. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose for himself all the Jordan Valley and journeyed east, thus separate from each other. Abraham settled in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled amongst the cities of the valley and moved his tent far as Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked, great sinners against the Lord. The Lord said to Abraham after Lot had separated from him, "Lift up your eyes and look for the place where you are, now northward and southward and eastward and westward, for all land that you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. I will make your offspring as the dust of the earth, so that if one can count the dust of the earth, your offspring can also be counted. Arise, walk through the length of the breadth of the land, for I will give it to you." So Abraham moved his tent and came and settled by the oaks of Mamre, which was at Hebron, and there he built an altar to the Lord. Okay, let's read a little bit more, then we'll stop for the day. Abraham rescues Lot. In the days of Alpharan, king of Sarnath, Abram, king of Israel, Alaris, Kedorlaomer, of king of Elvam, and Tubal, king of Golan. These kings made war with Breth, a king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Sheba, king of Admah, Sheba, king of Zebulun, and the king of Betha, that is Zoar, and those joined forces in the valley of Sidon, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years have served children, but the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, the kings who were with him came and defeated the Rephaim in Asareth Canarim, the Zurim in Ham, the Eldam in Shavath Kitham, and the Hortus in the hill country of Seir, and as far as El Patan on the border of the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to Elmas, that is Kadesh, and defeated all the countries of the Alakamites, and also the Elamites who were dwelling in Hazarah. The king of Sodom, the king of Gadarim, the king of Alham, the king of Zebulun, and the king of Betha, that is Zoar, went out and joined the battle of the valley of Shittim with Sazaraim, the king of Tubal, Tidal, the king of Gum, Atharephan, the king of Shillah, and Outram, the king of Elzah, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Sodom was full of built them in pits, and the king of Sodom and Gotham fled. Some fell into them, and the rest fled to the hill country, so that the enemy could take all the positions of Sodom and Gotham, and all their provisions went their way. They also took Lot, the son of Abraham's brother, who was dwelling in Sodom, and all his possessions went their way. Then one who had escaped and came and told Abraham, the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of Mamre, the Otrite, brother of the Eshcol and the Elner. These were allies of Abraham. When Abraham heard that his kinsmen had been taken captive, he led forth and trained men born in the house, 318 of them, and went to pursuit as far as Dan. And he divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants, and defeated them and pursued them to Hobath, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all his possessions, and also brought back his kinsman. Lot was with possession, and the women and the people. So yeah, that's all that we're reading today. Next, we're going to do Abraham blessed by Mechazden. Again, sorry for butchering the names. I just quickly want to say before I do a quick summary that'll make more sense, and the prayer is that the reason why I was kind of gone for a bit, it was basically personal life stuff that and laziness. That's all I'm gonna say, though. I'm not gonna be sorry for it. I'm not gonna ask to apologize. Just want to say why I was gone for a while. But anyways, the last one was in 14, so I'm not really gonna cover that, I really believe. So this part is like basically when Abraham like made his covenant with the Lord, and he was able to gain a great country in order for a family, because the Lord just wants a family and build a relationship with the humans, because that's what he really wanted. He wanted a family, and we're thankful for that. Also, I think that is kind of interesting with the Pharaoh thing, because I believe that there's some sin in there, pretty sure, because he lied. But it's kind of like one of those things to like where someone felt like, oh, but this lie is for the greater good. That's just for that, don't lie at all. Just be truthful, like to the best of your ability, even if it's really hard, you know. There's also the fact that, I'll cover it a little bit. He also saved Lot, which was one of the people that he worked with, I supposed. They were both rich in possessions, and they separated so that they didn't have to conflict with each other. But after a certain point, they had to separate, because I think they were both too rich. But there was a war that happened, like, between these kings, and Lot just got involved with them. And Abraham went over and saved them. Now, I hope, like, when we get to the finish 14, hopefully that'll give us more context, you know? So, there's that. Alright. In a second here, let's just pray. Just gonna organize my stuff here. Alright. Lord, I just want to thank you for this day. I want to just thank you for everything that you've done for our lives. you made this part that we read. It was really important to you because it showed that you didn't want to give up. You just want to have a family with us, even when most didn't want to. There was the few that wanted to, and you built that. You secured that. We're thankful that you tried building a family, and you did succeed, because now it's spreading. Well, it is now, and billions of people now who believe in you. I just want to thank you for the lives that you saved. You're a waymaker. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. Alrighty. Hopefully I'll upload this soon. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.